Assalamu alaikum everyone and a very good morning to you all. How are you all? Can you hear me? Am I audible to you all? Please reply me in the chat box. Okay, very nice. That's great. Thank you, Hamza, Hania, Iman, Hamdan, Suhaima, for your timely response. Thank you, everybody. Who is this with the name Techno? Please rename yourself. Who is this with the name Techno here? Iman, please, beta rename. Yes. Okay, so all of you, better please tell me, can you see the shared screen? Can you see the shared screen? All right, that's great. So this is our English language lecture. Okay, Miriam. Okay, Suhaima. So let's start today's lecture. This is our English language lecture number 19, okay? And here are the topics that we are going to study today. First one is grammatical words. We are going to see the use of many, much, and a lot of. Okay, these are the grammatical words that we are going to study today. And the second one is the review of perfect tense that we have already done in our last lecture. Okay, yes, Miriam. Miriam, you are trying to ask something? Please ask. Yes, on. It is our English language lecture. Okay, so let's begin with our first topic, many, much, and a lot of. So do you know where we should use the word many? Many is used with the name of persons or things that can be counted. Okay, if we have the name of person or things that we can count, we use many for that. Okay, as you know, many is used for plural, right? Plural, it is used for plural. So what kind of plural? Okay, it can be countable. Okay, so we use many with the plural words which can be countable. Okay, rice is countable or uncountable? Is rice countable or uncountable? Some plurals are countable and some are uncountable. Yes, very nice, Hamza. Very good, Zain. Excellent. So we have countable and uncountable in plural nouns, but we use many with the plural nouns which are countable. Okay, remember this. For example, there are many students in this school. Many students. Okay, I've used many here because students can be counted. We have bought many things from the store. Here I've used many things. Why? Because things can be counted. Is it clear? Yes, very good, Imanshi. She's saying, I have many chocolates. So chocolates are countable. Excellent. Honey is not countable. Very good, Alina Salman. Very nice. Yes, beta, Iman and Miram, I got your question. You are trying to ask for the copy, right? If your language, like this work is to be done in your language copy, right? If your language portion, like it does not have enough pages, you may use the literature portion of your language copy, okay? Definitely you are going to use that because I am having your another copy, okay? Make sure you do the work in the assigned copy, no matter in which portion you are doing, because most of the students are not having enough pages in the portions. Okay, so please come back to the topic. Many is used with the name of persons and things that can be counted. Okay, now let's see the use of a lot of. A lot of is used with the names of things that cannot be counted. Okay. Many is used with the name of the things or person which can be counted, and it is the opposite. It is used with the name of the things that cannot be counted. Okay. For example, I have a lot of rice in the bank. Oh, sorry. I have a lot of rice in the bag. So here I have used a lot of. Beta, please stop writing in the chat box. Concentrate on the lecture. Do give your answers when I ask you, okay? First, concentrate on the lecture, then you will answer the questions that I'm going to ask, okay? So a lot of is used with the names of things that cannot be counted. For example, I have a lot of rice in the bag. Here I have used a lot of. Why? Because rice is plural, but it cannot be counted. Second one, we have a lot of money in the bank. Here we don't have idea how much money we are having in a bank, so we have used a lot of. We have a lot of money in the bank. Is it clear? Ihan, please turn off your camera. Thank you. Yes, there is a lot of water in this bottle. Very good, Alina. Very nice. I have many books in my library. Very good example. So I hope the use of many and a lot of is clear to you all. Now I'm going to use this example of rice and money differently. Here is another example. If we use countable noun refer to rice and money, we may use many. Okay, are you getting this? Look at the example. I have many bags of rice. Here rice is uncountable, but we have used a countable noun here. Bags of rice, right? Bags of rice. So I have used many with it. Okay, I have many bags of rice. And if I say I have dash rice in my plate, so what should I use? I have dash rice in my plate. What should I use in this case? Yes, excellent. A lot of. I have a lot of rice in my bag or in my plate. So remember, when if we use countable noun refer to rice or money or any uncountable noun, we may use many with it. Like I have given some examples, 2 examples here. I have many bags of rice. Second one, we have many dollars in the bank. All right. Now let's have a look at the use of much. Okay. Yes, Alina Salman, very good. Very nice example. Very good, Iman Sheikh. But beta, please don't write examples right here. I'm not asking you for the examples right now. Just concentrate on the lecture. Give the example when I ask you, okay? Now, much. Much is used with the noun naming things that cannot be counted. It is also used with the uncountable nouns. It is not used as commonly as a lot of, but in some cases we must use it. Now we have two grammatical words to be used with the uncountable noun, that are a lot of and much. But please make sure you know the difference of these two words. Once you will see the example, you will recognize the difference, okay? When do we use much? We use much with the noun naming things that cannot be counted, and it is not commonly used as a lot of, but in some cases we must use it. Okay, so here are some examples. How much time do you have? Now here I have used much. How much time do you have? Can I use how many time do you have? Yes, answer me now. Okay. Aiza Salman, I am going to take your question. Please wait. Um, Aiza Salman, please ask. I'm going to unmute you. Now you may ask your question. Aiza.
Yes, miss.
Yes, Aiza, you wanted to ask something?
यस मिस मुझे ना मेरी जो इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज की कॉपी है ना
जी।
उसमें स्पेस नहीं है फाइनल टर्म का काम करने के तो इंग्लिश लिटरेचर का पोर्शन बना हुआ है ना तो इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज का पोर्शन खत्म हो गया मेरे पास तो
Okay.
मैं कहाँ से करूँ काम
Beta, you are going to continue your work from the literature portion.
लिटरेचर पोर्शन के बाद फाइनल टर्म का काम स्टार्ट कर
Yes. Just make the title page there and start using that portion, okay?
थैंक यू मिस
Okay, welcome, no problem. Okay, so come back to the topic that we were discussing. How much time do you have? Here I have used much, okay? I cannot use many here, okay? Second one is I need as much help as I can. I need as much help as I can get, okay? So what I've used here, much. Okay, I am going to make it clear. I am going to solve your copies problem in the end. Right now, what you have to do, you just have to concentrate on your lecture. Please stop asking me these questions. Stop asking the questions related to your copies. I'm going to clear it again. I'm going to repeat this solution again in the end, okay? Now we have seen the use of much, a lot of, and many, right? Here is an exercise that we are going to do, and you are going to help me by telling me the answers in the chat box. Okay. Now what we have to do in this exercise, we have to insert many, a lot of, or much in these blanks. Okay. Look at the first one. He has dash money. He has dash money to spend. Now tell me, what should I write here? He has dash money to spend. Very good, everyone. He has a lot of, he has a lot of money. Good. Now tell me the second one. Tell me the second one, class. He received dash letters from his friend. He received many letters from his friends. Excellent. Now, what about the third one? Dash people do not like to be called with their real names. What should I write here? Much or many? Many, okay? Many people don't like to be called with their real names. Excellent, very nice. Hi, Alina Salman. Now tell me the answer of number 4. He spent dash hours on his farm. He spent dash hours on his farm. Number 4. He spent many. Good, good, very nice. Better just write the answer, just write the blank, okay? Don't copy the whole sentence. He spent many hours on his farm. Excellent. Okay, now tell me the fifth one. Dash work has to be done before dark. Very good, Miriam, so quick. A lot of work has to be done before it is dark. A lot of work has to be done before it is dark. Now tell me the sixth one. I did as dash work as I did yesterday. Super, very nice. I did as much work as I did yesterday. Perfect, you all are giving me correct answers. It means you have understood this concept. Now tell me the seventh one, the last one. How dash did you pay for your watch? Yes, very good. How much did you pay for your watch? Excellent. So we have done this exercise. I would suggest you to take the screenshot of this slide. Take the picture of this slide. Yes, on you have given me the correct answer. In fact, many of you are giving me correct answers of all the blanks. Excellent, super. Now please take the screenshot of this exercise. It will help you in doing your home assignment. Excellent. Take the screenshot of this exercise. Now I am moving ahead towards our next topic. I hope you have taken the screenshot. Okay, excellent, Nida, very nice. So we have done the use of many, much, and a lot of. Now we are going to review our last lecture, perfect tense, okay, present and past perfect tense. I hope you remember the structure. Can anybody tell me the structure of present perfect tense? Which form of verb is used in present perfect tense? In fact, in perfect tense, I told you we always use, yes, very nice, very good, excellent. We use V3 in perfect tense, okay? It means we use past participle in perfect tense. That's great, very good. Yusera is giving me the complete structure. Suhaima has given me the complete structure. On Miriam, excellent, very nice, correct answer. So here is the structure for present perfect tense. We use present perfect tense for an action which is completed. If we have to talk about an action that is already completed, we use present perfect tense, okay? And here's the structure for this tense: subject plus helping verb. We have two helping verb in present perfect tense, has and have. And as I told you that we use has with he, she, it or singular, and we use have with I, we, you, they and plural. Okay. And we always use the third form of verb, that is also called past participles in present perfect tense, plus object. Is it clear? Now for interrogative, what we do, we just move the helping verb of the sentence in the beginning to make it an interrogative sentence, okay? And we always mark question mark in the end. So here is the structure for present perfect tense interrogative sentence, okay? Helping verb plus subject plus V3 plus object. And what do we do to make it negative? What is the structure for negative sentence? Don't give me example right now. I am asking for the structure. What is the structure for negative sentence in a present perfect tense? Yes, hurry up, give me the answer. In the meanwhile, I am taking your attendance. I'm asking you to tell me the structure of negative sentence, okay? What do we use to make a sentence negative? Not. Very good. We use not in the sentence to make the sentence negative, to change the sentence into negative, okay? Good. Now hurry up, tell me the structure. Very good. We just add not with the helping verb to make it negative. Excellent, everyone. Very nice, Iman, Miram, Alina, Yusera. Excellent. Varda. Very good. So what is this structure? Subject plus helping verb plus not plus V3 plus object. Okay. And we have two helping verbs here, has and have. We have seen the structure of affirmative, interrogative and negative sentence. Now let's see some examples to get this thing clear. 1. I have spoken the truth. This is affirmative. Subject. I is subject. Have is helping verb. Spoken is past participle of speak. Okay. Spoken is past participle, means third form of speak. The truth is our object. And to make the sentence negative, we will just add not with the helping verb. I have not spoken the truth. Similarly, to make it interrogative, we will just move our helping verb in the beginning. I have spoken the truth. What is helping verb here? Have. So have will come in the beginning. Have I spoken the truth? Question mark. Okay. Now look at the second one. He has spoken the truth. Now I have used has because I have he in the subject. Okay. He has spoken the truth. Negative is he has not spoken the truth. And interrogative is has he spoken the truth? Very good. Yes, very nice. Yes, Yusera, Hibal, Suhaima, excellent. Miriam, very nice. Now we are having the structure of past perfect tense on the screen. When do we use past perfect tense? We use past perfect tense to show that something happened before another action in the past. Okay? It can also be used to show that something happened before a specific time in the past. Here is the structure. Subject plus helping verb, that is had, plus V3 plus object. We only have one helping verb here, that is had, and had is used with all the subjects. Okay, with all the subjects we use had in past perfect tense. Here is the structure for interrogative sentence. It's very simple. We will just move had in the beginning to make it interrogative. Okay, had plus subject plus V3 plus object. And please don't forget to mark question mark in the end of the interrogative sentences. Okay. And for negative, what we will do, we will just add not with had to make it negative. Okay, subject plus had plus not plus V3 plus object. Okay, we have seen the structures. Now have a look at this example. He had drunk tea. He had drunk tea. This is past perfect tense. He is subject. Had is the helping verb. Drunk is V3 or past participle of drink. Okay. He had drunk tea. What will be the negative of the sentence? He had not drunk tea. And to make it interrogative, we will just move the helping verb in the beginning. Had he drunk tea? Now we have seen this structure. We have reviewed the structures of present and past perfect tense. Now we are going to see the translations. Okay. Number 1, ट्रेन स्टेशन से रवाना हो चुकी है. This is present perfect tense, and remember to what did I tell you to recognize the present perfect tense? What is the Urdu identification of this tense? What comes in the end? Yes, चुका है, चुकी है, चुके हैं. Okay, this is the Urdu identification of present perfect tense. And for past perfect tense we have चुका था, चुकी थी, चुके थे. Okay, so train station से रवाना हो चुकी है. The train has left the station. क्या सूरज निकल चुका है? क्या सूरज निकल चुका है? What is the translation of this sentence? क्या सूरज निकल चुका है? Yusera, you have given me the answer in Urdu. That's great. You have typed in Urdu. That's great. Very nice. चुका है, चुकी है, चुके हैं. Yes, Miriam, correct answer, but you are doing a mistake here. Has sun risen? First of all, you should mark question mark in the end, and there should be da before sun. Sun is a proper noun, right? So the answer is, has the sun risen? Question mark. Okay, has the sun risen? Question mark. Next, मैं खत लिख चुका हूँ. मैं खत लिख चुका हूँ. Now tell me the translation of this sentence, English translation. Iman Sheikh, you are raising your hand. Do you want to ask something? Very good, everybody. Very good. Suhaima, Yusera, Alina, Hamza, very nice. On, very good. So the correct answer is, I have written a letter. I have written a letter. मैं खत लिख चुका हूँ. I have written a letter. अली सवाल हल कर चुका है. अली सवाल हल कर चुका है. Iman Sheikh, if you have any question, please ask me in the chat box. You are just raising your hand. Very good, Hibal. Very good, Varda. Yusera, very nice. Very good on. You all are so quick. Very good. Ali सवाल कर चुका है, सवाल हल कर चुका है. Ali has solved the sum. Here we have used has, okay, because Ali is singular. Ali has solved the sum. तुम्हारे आने से पहले बिल्ली दूध पी चुकी है. The cat has drunk the milk. This is past present perfect tense. The cat has drunk the milk before you come. This is present indefinite, yes. So there are two sentences, means we have used two tenses in number 5. The cat has drunk the milk before you come. Yes, Alina, very good. Very good, Iman Sheikh, very good on. Now we are moving towards the translation of past perfect tense. As I told you, the Urdu identification of past perfect tense is चुका था, चुकी थी, चुके थे. Okay? वो तुम्हारे आने से पहले जा चुका था. Now we have two tenses in this sentence. Past indefinite and past perfect, okay? He had left, this is past perfect, before you came. This is past indefinite, okay? So we have used two tenses in this sentence. वो तुम्हारे आने से पहले जा चुका था. We use present perfect with present indefinite tense, and we use past perfect tense with past indefinite tense. Okay? He had left before you came. Number 2, मेरे कहने से पहले अली ने दवाई पी ली थी, या मेरे कहने से पहले अली दवाई पी चुका था. Here again we are having two tenses. Ali had taken medicine. This is past perfect tense. Before I reminded him. This is past indefinite. Very good. Ali had taken medicine before I reminded him. Now you are going to tell me the answer of number 3, 4 and 5. Be very quick. No, Hamza, the sun was rising. No, it's wrong. You are using past continuous tense here. It's not past continuous. Please use the structure of past perfect tense. Chuka tha. This is past perfect tense. Excellent, Suhaima. The sun had set. Very good, Abdullah Irfan. The sun had set. No, not setted, Yusera. Set, okay? The sun had set. S-E-T, set. Okay. Now tell me the answer of number 4. क्या तुमने चाय पी ली थी? This is interrogative. No, Nida, you are using incorrect helping verb. Very good on, very good Hamza, very good Suhaima, Abdullah, very nice Meeram, Alina. Had you drunk the tea? Had you drunk the tea? Very good, Hibal. Had you drunk the tea? And the last one, मैं सवाल हल कर चुका था. I had solved the sum. So we are done with our today's lecture. Thank you for being here. And now you may ask the question you are having with you. First of all, if you are not having enough space in the portion that you are using, for instance, if you don't have enough space, yes? Yes, you may also use question or sum, both are same. Yusera, you may also use question, no problem. Very good, Iman, thank you for your compliment, very good. Very good, Alina. Very good, Yusera. Okay, so I have read your answers. You all are giving me correct answers. We are done with the translations. Please ask me if you have any question. Yes, Ibal, water is uncountable. Okay, on. Very nice. Thank you, Iman Sheikh. Happy Cultures Day to you too. Biryani? Yes, biryani. Beta, if you are having the plates of biryani, it is definitely countable. And if you are just considering as it is as a rice, it will be considered as uncountable. But always remember, dish or dishes are always countable. Yes, Meeram, it's correct. Yes, on, I know she is wishing me belated Cultures Day. Okay, for instance, if I give you the homework in English language copy and you are not having enough space in your English language portion, you may use your literature portion of your language copy, okay? Is it clear? Same goes with a literature copy. If I give you a literature homework and you are not having enough space in your literature portion, then you may use your language portion of your literature copy, okay? Yes, I have already uploaded your dictation. You are having your dictation today. I hope the confusion of your copy and the portion is cleared now. But still, if you are having any query, you may go ahead. Yes, very good, Alina Salman. Flour is uncountable, but the bags of flour is countable. Good. You are welcome. So that's all for today. We are done now. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on time, everyone. I'm going to post your assignment at 10:30. I hope you will do it very neatly in your language copies, okay? And remember, I'm repeating, if you are not having enough space in the language copy, in your language portion, you may use the literature portion of your language copy, okay? Okay, Allah Hafiz everyone. That's great, Iman. Very nice. Okay, that's all for today. Take care, everybody. I'll be back with another lesson. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.